Alright, hey guys, I'm CCG back in a video with this video bringing you guys some Mimighoul combos, and this is post Infinite Forbidden. And if you guys want to see the deck profile, it is going to be in the top right corner. But otherwise, we're going to get started here with a 2-card combo using the Mimighoul Dungeon and the Misting Seedling. So just know that this deck is a very reactive deck, so these combos are just going to kind of give you a guideline of what you can do with the deck, but it's definitely going to depend on what exactly happens in the match. But otherwise, let's get started here. So we're going to activate Dungeons effect in order to search out our master. Then we can use the Ducklings effect in order to get rid of the master and get ourselves another copy of another Verna monster here. Then we can use Master's effect in order to get ourselves the dragon. Then use the other effect here in order to discard the dragon, and it's just a great way of cheating these monsters out. It is going to lock us into Earth effects, so you just have to keep that in mind, but otherwise it's pretty good. We're going to use Dragon's Effect here in order to get ourselves the Mimighoul Maker. So here I'm going to go for a risky play, and you're going to see just what value you can get out of it doing this potential play here. So we're going to use Mimighoul Maker's effect in order to get ourselves either the Archfiend or the Guard Dragon. And it's going to be random. One's going to go for on your opponent's side of the field, and the other one's going to go into your hand. So then we can we're going to get ourselves the Guard Dog. Then we can set ourselves the Guard Dog here, and you can read it. When it's flipped, your opponent cannot special summon for the rest of the turn. So this is a great way of just locking your opponent out of their deck, as you can just use Mimighoul's Master's effect in order to target the Guard Dog, flip it up, and from there your opponent cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn. Not only that, but Mimighoul Dungeon's effect is that any player who controls a face-down monster cannot normal summon. So just by having the face-down monster and our Guard Dog's effect active, our opponent will be locked from playing that turn. But I am going to be extending beyond this, so it's just giving you an example of what you could do at the end of their turn. So then we're going to use the Guard Dog's effect, and here we're going to use the Mimighoul Maker's effect in order to flip our Mimighoul Archfiend. Then we can activate the Archfiend's effect. His effect here will make it so our opponent will have to send one card from their hand to the grave, and we get to draw a card. And of course we get the Mimighoul Archfiend, but otherwise you're going to be locking your opponent out. So you just have to make sure you time it perfectly well. But otherwise it's a very strong combo that just locks your opponent out of their deck. And of course you're going to be taking a 50-50 risk. And that's just considering if you're using the Mimighoul Maker's effect in order to do so. If you have something like Instant Fusion to get out Guard Dog more reliably, then that could be pretty solid. But otherwise, let's go to the next combo. Alright guys, so the second combo that I have for you is the same 2 cards, but we're going to take a less risky play. So we're going to be using the Dungeon's effect, of course, get ourselves the Mimighoul Master, do the same thing as we did in the previous combo. Get ourselves the Dragon, use the effect, cheat it out. Activate the Dragon's effect. Then here, we're going to change it up by going into the Mimighoul room. Then I'm going to normal summon out the bear, and then from there go into the IP Masquerena. Then we're going to set the Mimighoul room. So now we're going to let our opponent use these effects here. Then we're going to activate Mimighoul room's effect in order to get ourselves the Mimighoul Archfiend. So obviously you could choose to get the Mimighoul Dragon, but because this is a mirror match, I'm just going to be getting ourselves the Archfiend, as the dragon won't be able to do anything. But using room's effect, we can then flip their other monster. So essentially locking them out of a combo piece, which is pretty strong. And then from there, we can activate our Mimighoul Master's effect, activate the effect of Archfiend, just so that they're forced to make us draw a card, but also have to discard a card. And then we can activate IP Masquerena's effect whenever we want to, go into the SP Little Knight, and then from there, exile whatever we want. So it's a pretty strong combo that you can see it just provides a lot of disruption for your opponent's board. You just have to keep in mind exactly what you're targeting and be open to potentially not getting the outcome you want and being flexible for that. This deck is just all about being flexible for potential unwanted outcomes and also your opponent's board. But otherwise, let's go to the final combo that I have for you guys. Alright guys, so the final combo that I have for you is using the Mimighoul Master and the Mimighoul Maker. So we're going to activate Master's effect here. We're going to normal summon and activate its effect, then get ourselves the Mimighoul Archfiend, then we can use Maker's effect. And here we're going to put the Archfiend on our opponent's side of the field and get ourselves the Dragon. Of course, you have to be flexible for that not going your way. But then after that, we can use Mimighoul Archfiend's effect in order to draw a card and then take away the card from our opponent. So you can definitely just know that that's going to be the ideal condition, but Mimighoul Dragon is still fine as you are getting it back. And that's the main value that we're getting out of this combo. Then we're going to go into the Duel hand, go into the Angel of Mischief, activate its effect here in order to search out the Ghost Trick Shot. Then we can activate Ghost Trick Shot, get ourselves the Duel hand, and then exceed into the Angel of Mischief. Activate Angel of Mischief's effect, get ourselves the Ghost Trick Knight. And then we can add ourselves the Ghost Trick Shot once again in case we want to revive something. Go into the F-Zero Utopic Future, and then go into the F-Zero Utopic Draco Future. And then we can of course set the whatever Mimighoul monster we have left on our opponent's side of the field in order to activate its effect next turn. And then from there we do have a monster negate in the F-Zero Utopic Draco Future. Not only that, it will take control of that monster. It's just very difficult for your opponent to deal with as it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. It's very easy to go into. The Mimighoul Master as well, as you can use it to flip whatever your opponent has. So you can use it to either get the Dragon or the Archfiend, depending on which one you ended up getting. Obviously, the Dragon will be the most ideal one for your opponent to have at this moment, because then you can just choose when to flip and destroy their entire board. In other words, we do have the Ghost Trick Knight, but it's not going to do anything at this particular moment just because we don't have a Ghost Trick monster. But next turn we can use Ghost Trick Shot, bring it back, and then from there it can be relevant once again. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed these combos and it did give you an insight of what the deck can look like. I do think the deck is going to get future support, and that's definitely going to help the deck out, as the deck is already pretty solid foundation, but I think it just needs a few more kinks to kind of be ironed out here. But otherwise, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.